Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Toram video. Now this video right here is actually a remake of my last video, because if you didn't know, my last video was actually a really low quality video. And when I say it was a low quality video, I don't mean it had a bad resolution. I just mean that, I may have messed up with the audio a little bit, and that made a few people very unhappy. So since I really wanted to make this video, I figured that I would just remake it. So, essentially, what I said in my last video is that, a lot of people were really interested in my build, because it does function a little bit differently, well actually a lot bit differently from other builds, and because of that, people wanted to see what it did and how it functioned. So essentially, the two major points of most of my builds, and this build specifically, is they don't use Revitas, they have a very low MP bar, and by that I mean, they don't have a whole lot of MP. And then, of course, they also focus a lot on attack speed, which right now my attack speed is a bit low, mostly because I don't have Quick Aura in effect, and that's how this character gets most of their attack speed. But they also focus on healing as well as AMPR. So as you can see over under my equipment, I have the Ooze armor equipped even though it is very old, mostly because it gives me extra AMPR as well as extra dexterity. I also have a marble shield equipped because of the AMPR, and the aggro because this one is also more of a tanky build, and then more AMPR over here, more attack speed over here, as well as a little bit more health, even though the health on this one isn't really a whole lot. It is mostly for the attack speed. And keep in mind, this is a temporary equipment. It was from a temporary event, so you can't really get it anymore. At least not right now that I would know of. And then, of course, the Alloon, because you kind of can't pass this one up. Its stats are way too overpowered, way too good. Can't really give this one up. Then on to my combos. My main combo and the basis for my other combos in this build is Hard Hit, Astute, and Trigger Slash. They're both in a consecutive combo, and essentially the reason I have Hard Hit right here instead of Astute, because you'd think you'd put Astute first because it boosts your critical rate and it deals more damage than Hard Hit, that I would put it first. But the main reason I have Hard Hit first is because one major, kind of aspect of tanking isn't just high health and defense, it's also being able to flinch, tumble, or stun frequently, whichever one you want to use. But of course, stun only it only activates once every minute, so using flinch or tumble works better, and sword skills don't have tumble on them, so I have Hard Hit. And then this skill right here, I have because it boosts the animation speed of Hard Hit, meaning that I get a quicker reaction time. It also increases my NPR, which will allow me to use it more frequently. Then for Astute, this one is mostly just a transition skill. It allows me to get from here to here, and it will only cost me 1 MP. And the extra 25% but critical rate is good because it boosts my damage by a little bit, and it increases my hit rate, which is good for tanks. The next combo, which is pretty much the same as the other one, but uses Shield Bash. There's not really anything to point out about this one. It's pretty much the old one, but with Shield Bash. Then this one right here is basically the one that I use for bosses that don't like status effects like Flinch or Tumble. There's really nothing to point out about this either, except it uses Flash Stab. And we're not going to worry about this one because this one was just an experiment. So here are my sword skills. I have this just because, why not? It's good for in-between boss fights. Also have this right here, because, this skill is really good for tanks. 1000 HP is a lot. And this right here, a lot of people don't really like this skill, but personally I do, because even though it's not really that effective of a skill, if you have a lot of HP, it is a pretty effective skill. So if you have low HP, don't get this one. It is for more tanky characters. And to be honest, it functions more like extra defense than it does, healing. Say, like, for example, if, like, this thing heals, like, one time every 3 seconds. So, say if you're healing 30 health every 3 seconds, and then, so that's like 10 defense, or like, well, I guess if you were getting like attacked once per second, that's like 10 defense. Because if you're getting attacked once per second and this heals 30 every 3 seconds, that's 10 damage blocked, which can add up even though it is a small number. And over here, I have mini heal. This is essentially what I use to replace my Revitas. If you have a high HP pool, you should definitely get this skill. It will help you out a lot. It's pretty much like a character with high attack damage getting a skill that deals a lot of damage. If you have a lot of health, you might as well have a lot of healing. And then shield skills, extra health and defense, extra attack speed, because, like I said, attack speed's good for this build. Extra resistance, which is good for tanking. If you're using a shield, you should definitely get these two skills. I still need to level up this one. And then these ones I was just kind of experimenting with. I might use them sometime in the future, but as far as right now, this one is the only one actually in the build. And then this skill right here, I just use because it boosts my attack speed. Like I said, attack speed is one of the major focuses of this build. So I'm going to go on ahead and demonstrate my build over here on this grader. So essentially, the way you use this build is you start off by using Quick Aura, and then these two skills for extra resistance. Then you walk up to your target and you start hitting them. And what you want to do is wait until you have your MP bar full, and then you can use one of your attack skills. The other two MP bars are for emergencies, just in case they use a red area skill like that consecutively, and then again. And if my health gets too low, I can use mini heal, and that's like what I said, what I use to replace my Revitas. So I can just heal up right now, and I can keep attacking him, and essentially my builds focus mostly on survivability. And that's why I would recommend getting a build like this instead of getting like a ton of MP, because like 10 MP bars is only going to last you so long, but if you have a fast MP regeneration, you can pretty much last for like, well, not necessarily forever, but you can last a pretty long time. And that's why I like using this kind of build. I would recommend that if you haven't tried a build like this, that you try something out, that you try something like this out. Yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I'm really glad that I finally made this video. I was going to wait until I was level 120, but seeing as so many people, and by so many people I mean 2, or at least right now, I have had people in the past that wanted me to make this video, back when I used the forums. But, being that people wanted me to make this, I wanted to make this, I figured that I would make it right now. And this one's actually a remake, like I said earlier. So anyways, I will see you later in the next video, which, based off of my current trend that I've been doing, it's probably going to be the other day, like the day after tomorrow. So I will see you.